Hey, what's going on guys? SnoopLoop7 here with some Infinite Warfare, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the Ballistics CPU and showing you how it works on the snipers, how it affects it so you can determine if you'd want to use it or not as an attachment. If you don't know what the Ballistics CPU does, is it reduces the idle sway, which of course is when you're aiming down sights, and if you're just standing still, not touching the control sticks, your reticle is going to move about, go up, down, left, right, all around, and the Ballistics CPU makes the area that it moves in smaller, so it's easier to stay on target at further distances. And I'm going to do this video the same as in Black Ops 3, so I'm going to go through all the snipers, and I'm going to first show the sniper without the Ballistics CPU, followed by a picture with a circle showing the area it moves in, and then I'll go on to the same sniper with the Ballistics CPU, showing you how it affects it. And the same thing, I'll put a picture with a little circle showing it how it's changed, and I'll overlap the two circles so you can see the difference that it makes. So starting here with the KBS, of course, with no attachment, you can see there's quite a bit of movement. It's moving all over the place. It's going all around that diamond there that I'm aimed at. And this is actually my favorite of the snipers, but if you're not quick scoping or holding your breath, you can see it could be pretty difficult to try and get on target, especially on someone quickly running around a corner. So now we'll move on to the KBS with the Ballistics CPU, and you can see when I aim in, there's a big difference already. It's staying within the diamond there. It's a lot smaller area that it's moving around in. If someone's sprinting around a corner quickly, it'd be much more easier to get on target, because as long as you're aimed at the right spot, you wouldn't have to move it that much. And so now, like I said, you will see the two circles overlapped over each other, and you can see the difference it makes. Obviously the red circle being without the Ballistics CPU, and it makes a pretty nice difference. I actually use the Ballistics CPU when I use the KBS. And now with the EBR sniper, you can see kind of the same thing. It's making a pretty big circle when you don't have the Ballistics CPU attached to it, and as you can see, it has just about the same amount of movement as the KBS had. And just like the KBS, when you add the Ballistics CPU to it, it makes a pretty big difference. You can see it here. It's making a much smaller circle. It's staying within that diamond area. And I haven't used this sniper much, but I know that there is a lot of gun kick, so you want to make sure that first shot counts. So the Ballistics CPU is definitely going to help with that. And you can see the blue circle here now with just the picture. And now you can see them overlapped, and again, it makes pretty much the same amount of difference as it did with the KBS, so it definitely makes enough of a difference to be useful. And now on to the Widowmaker, and yes, what you are seeing is correct. Even without the Ballistics CPU, the Widowmaker has very small amount of idle sway, and part of the reason for that is the Widowmaker is the sniper that shoots out 2 bullets at a time, which means you have to be extra accurate in order to have both bullets hit, so to balance it a bit, they make it have less idle sway. So the Ballistics CPU is probably the least useful on the Widowmaker, and I would definitely not suggest using it because it doesn't help you enough to justify using it as an attachment. And as you can see, it moves very little when it has the Ballistics CPU attached, and you'll see the pictures and the overlay, and it makes a difference obviously, but a very small difference, not enough, like I said, where I think you should use it. So now on to the final sniper, the DMR, and this one is interesting because with the DMR, when you first scope in for the first like 3 to 4 seconds, it actually has no idle sway and stays perfectly still, and then after that it'll start to move around a bit. And then as you can see here, its idle sway is also pretty small. So again, I don't think the Ballistics CPU is as useful on the DMR, and you really probably shouldn't be zooming in for more than 3 or 4 seconds anyway with a sniper, unless you know there's a guy right around the corner. So with the DMR, it's easy to just zoom out then zoom back in to regain that completely still idle sway. So now as the DMR pictures finish up, I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and that you found it useful. So don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.